Hello everybody, using the handheld mic today. I've lost the wire I need for this one, so I need to order another one off the Amazon store. Handheld mic today, still love it though, always a charm. And today's video is for people in STEM, introverts in STEM, 25 to 45, really, if you're in this age range where you're in your job, you're established, you've been working there a couple years, you're making okay money, but when it comes to the social skills, when it comes to the relationships that you have, for your personal ability to be able to have conversations, be fun in those conversations, it's just not where you'd like them to be. And so this is for that. It's for being more fun in conversations, and so you can date a quality partner, have better relationships, on holidays or birthdays or events you can have people to go out with. But this is all coming from your social skills. How able and how fun are you in conversations with other people, right? And so this is what we're going to be going over. So the first thing is what makes someone fun when you are talking to them. So if you are in STEM, software, engineering, medicine, a lot of these more analytical, logical jobs, it's almost like the exact opposite of what fun conversations are. They're not supposed to be logical or analytical, and they're not supposed to be super boring, which kind of does come from this. Now, can you have a intense passion for your job or the thing that you do, and then when you go to talk about that passion comes out? 100%. However, in most cases, that logical, that analytical mood that you're in while you're at work is not going to be helpful when it translates to everyday talking. And so the first thing we need to do is learn how to loosen up. Now, this loosening up of yourself, and especially socially, so you're able to more say the things that you want to say, do the things that you want to do, this is going to help you set a frame. Now, what a frame is basically your belief about the world. So your belief on how the world works. Belief how the world works. And so you don't tell your frame, or people don't say their frames by saying it. They kind of show their frames by who they are. And so if your frame is loose, well, you're basically telling to the world, hey, I don't care too much what you have to say to me. I'm free. I'm confident in my own skin and doing what I want to be. And the world may look at you and be like, oh my god, he's loose and he doesn't give a fuck about what other people think. Weirdo. And then that thing could be pointed at you. They could say weirdo. And now if your frame, however, is, nah, I'm gonna still be loose, I'm still gonna be fun, your opinion doesn't really matter, that's your frame. But if you were to be called a loser or a weirdo, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, and then you go back into whatever you were, or being more quiet and shutting down, well, then your frame is not strong. And this frame is your, again, belief, and this belief is, how strong it is on a scale of 0 to 100. So a good example would be gravity. What is your frame on gravity? Does it exist? If I were to drop this marker now, how confident are you it'll drop to the floor, it'll drop to the ground? Oh my god, my nose is so, stuffed. Give me 1 second. I have to blow this shit off camera. I bet your, conviction in that thing dropping would be pretty strong. But what is your frame on yourself? How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as confident, fun, has things to offer? When I talk to my clients, or I talk to people who watch these videos, right before they go up to have a conversation, all the things go in their head of, no, I'm not fun to talk to, I'm being a burden, I don't have anything to value, I'm interrupting, and they don't even get to, see or put that energy out there because they're just so scared of the rejection of what may happen, of a negative outcome, which is fine. It's just you don't have a strong frame then. Because if I was walking up to a bunch of kindergarteners, and I'd be like, yo, what's up, guys? How you doing? What's going on in the kindergarten here? I'm not assuming a bad reaction out of those kids. I don't think that they can hurt me. If they say some mean things, I'm going to be like, yo, you okay? Right? Because my frame is, I'm coming in there to give value. I'm a positive person. if you don't like that, totally okay. But if you're going to be negative and mean about that, that's something else, right? I know how to give a little bit of shit back. I know how to still be playful during that conflict. I'm still okay with. And so my frame is more on this side here. And that'll come out when I talk to people and maybe they give me a little bit of a bad reaction or a little bit of negativity, and I don't react to that. I actually laugh it off and make a joke out of it. Or when I go up to someone, I'm not super scared or frightened. I'm so loose socially because their opinions and your judgment has no effect over me. What I believe is what I do. How I view myself is how I view myself. I don't view myself a 10 out of 10 or, I mean, yes. But like, I'm a 1 out of 1. 1 out of 1. Meaning, I am myself. There's no other person like me. I have to be completely true to that which is myself. And easier said than done, but this is the mindset I have, right? I also have the mindset that other people are trapped because they let things judge, like they let other things kind of control them. I let the opinions of other people dictate what I say and what I do. No, right? I'll still be respectful, and courteous of the other person and the people around me. But I don't have that feeling of trappedness. I don't have this feeling of not good enough or competitive. So you may see someone, oh, but they're better looking than me, right? Their looks are better. Their money is better. Their charisma is better. But I'm not playing that game, right? And so you may have better looks, but I'm not playing that game, so it doesn't make you better than me. You may have more money, but I'm not playing that game, so it doesn't make you better than me. In a lot of people cases, so subconsciously this goes on, where they do feel like these people are better than them, and then because of that, they then treat themselves differently. They treat the other person differently, and they kind of like lower themselves in their expression. Even someone more charismatic. Again, I'm not playing that game. I'm not playing any game. I'm just doing what I want to do. I'm not playing your game. And I understand as soon as I get that feeling inside of my body where I feel worse because this person's more charismatic, I feel worse because this person has more money, I feel worse that person is better looking. When I do feel that, I then understand, I'm playing the game. I'm playing the game where I give a fuck, which is not how you play the game. You play the game by not giving a fuck about the game, right? And so even though he's more charismatic than me, I don't care. More money, I don't care. Looks, I don't care. And I'm still myself, fully expressive, and that doesn't change anything. That's what that frame means. I'm 1 of 1. Anything you have doesn't mean you're a better person than me. It's so fucking cool you do, but it means nothing about the value of us as a human being. So where does my value come from for me to be able to not give a fuck about those other things? It comes from who I am and what I believe about myself. It comes from my past experiences and how I think about myself. I am 1 of 1. I think about myself like that. I also think about my goals, the things I want. They're big goals. They're, big monumental things that not a lot of people do think about or do talk about. I understand I'm on this vision. That's my path. So here's my end goal. I want to get there. There's a whole bunch of other people here, right? And I would love to interact and have fun with all of them. But at the end of the day, the goal is here. This is where I'm going. Everyone else here is for fun. Everyone else here I'm having fun with. Would you love to come along? Of course, come along with me, right? But here is the end goal, which kind of gives me a little relief in, I guess relief, less stress, kind of something to fall back on. Because if I'm going here and someone doesn't like me, I'm like, okay, that's fine, I'm still going here. Or maybe I was getting to like someone and I didn't like, and then something bad happened. Okay, well, I still have that vision I'm going after. And so there's always something bigger I'm going after. And so the small things in my life don't matter too much when they're there or not there, right? I'm not putting such a huge focus on that because it's not a giant focus of me. If it goes wrong, if I go up to someone and talk to them and it goes horribly wrong, I don't really care. It wasn't my entire day. That wasn't I know that's just one blip. I don't make it that big of a deal. And that comes from the repetition I've had, the past experiences. But also, I have this bigger goal in mind. That's fine. Like, it's okay. Like, I understand where I'm going here. If you don't want to be part of that, it's totally okay. So that also gives me a little bit of like that okayness of rejection, and it doesn't really affect me. You need to be okay being completely rejected, completely like not accepted, and then just laughing that off. As soon as you can accept that, you can go up to anybody, anywhere, be so expressive, be fully yourself, and not really, and not have that anxiety inside of you, or that overthinking of what's to say that's perfect, right? And I still do get that sometimes. I'm with someone new, I'm with someone I don't know too much, I get stuck in my head, I don't know what to say. 100% I still get that, but I know the conversational technical stuff. Okay, ask a question, go deeper in this person's life. I know I'm now overthinking. I know how to stop overthinking. I know why this is happening. I know that I shouldn't be. I know that I can also just be okay with the silence. And I also have all those past experiences of me doing it and being okay with it. And so it's a lot of that, which is just making my frame over here, like integrally. And then when certain things do happen, my frame doesn't break, because it's just how I believe the world and myself is. So that's why I'm able to loosen up, and my frame is that of positivity, and talking to people is good, and being out there is good, and being myself fully is good. And I don't ever hold myself back because of anything, because I know as soon as I hold myself back because of something, that's not how you play the game. You're losing the game. I'm not dressed the best, so I'm going to dress the absolute best. You lost the game because you're playing that game. I don't play that game. I love to dress well, look good, of course, but I don't give a fuck about how I look. I'm still going to be myself fully. Oh, but my money's not there. My looks aren't there. And you look your best. You get, you get money up. Amazing things. But those don't define who you are. It's in here. It's the experiences. It's how you carry yourself. It's that okay of being judged and rejected, and like you're okay with that. Right? All that is your fear of judgment. When you have a lower fear of judgment and you're able to take action, it just shows you have confidence. And this is such an attractive trait, because someone with a low fear of judgment basically is screaming to the world, hey, your opinions don't matter. Now imagine your opinions don't matter to me on how I'm going to act. I'm still going to be fully myself. And a lot of good things come out of it. First of all, is taking action. And so if you are a guy or something like this, and you need to be a more protector, initiator, go-getter, right? You can't really do those things without having a lower fear of judgment, because you get so stifled. And that shows that you're confident. And these are amazing traits to have in a partner. Someone who is a go-getter, an initiator, someone who is a protector. These are great traits in a partner, right? So that comes from this, is taking the action, lowering that fear of judgment. And now, what are some things that we can actually say and do in a conversation that will be more fun, that will give the other person a bit more fun, that will uplift the mood? Well, I had to preface all of that with this, because, again, 93% of communication is subcommunication. Meaning, when I'm talking to someone, like, I am worrying about the words I'm saying, but I don't care too much about it. I'm more caring about just being relaxed, having a good time, not taking it too seriously. If I am getting stuck in my head and I'm getting nervous, not letting that nervous shut me down, but actually just kind of laughing through that nervous. And it's not a nervous laughter. It's not like, it's more of a, kind of like, it's just letting that nervousness turn into excitement. And that excitement comes out in this type of way, right? So what you don't want to do is just get shut down, right? shut down and quiet. Because what these show is that you're not able to express yourself. Now, these are coming in your eye contact. These are coming in your body language, your tonality, and your facial expressions. And so you should be able to have more fun, to add more humor, to add more emotion in a conversation, not by saying any words. You should be able to do it just by this. So if someone says a comment, are you a engineer? You could say, yeah, I'm an engineer. It's amazing. Blah, 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 blah. You can communicate the same thing through the body language, and you can communicate that same thing with humor through the body language too. So, like, if I ask someone, are you an engineer? And then they said, no, I'm not an engineer. That could be communicated through the body language as this. That other person would get the message, oh, he is not an engineer, but because I said it is making him question why I would assume that. And just through this, that little skepticism, I'm now adding emotion. And I didn't say any words, but the whole message is communicated there, just with eye contact, facial expressions, and body language, right? Are you an engineer? Are you in healthcare? Right? Just that shows that it's not words, but it shows that skepticism. And it's showing it through more emotion. Again, 93% of communication is this, and this is all emotion, right? So 90%, 93% of emotion, I could even say, is just this stuff. And the emotion is what makes it fun. Because think about this, shut down, quiet, and then all that eye contact and body language is like non-expressive. Well, what do we get? Yeah, that's fun. That's cool. Okay, we'll go over here. Yeah, we'll do this. And so that's where all of, the emotion and fun is coming out, and how in your ability to express yourself, and your expression comes in these forms. Now, another huge thing is having your own opinions. If you don't have any opinions, and usually your opinion shouldn't be super negative, right? You should have cool stories, cool experiences, interesting opinions about the world, and this is stuff that people want to hear. And so you should be literally throwing your opinions out into the world. When you're able to throw your opinions out, whether these be statements, in forms of statements, your opinions or statements, what it shows is, again, your FOJ is low because you're just able to show that, you're just able to state that into the world. And you're not expecting to be. Like, it would take a certain amount of confidence for you to say that. It's just opinions about a whole bunch of things, like what are your opinions about certain types of food, certain type of places, certain type of interests, right? And it's just when those come up, stating your opinion, stating how you're feeling, stating some cool things about yourself, stating some stories that this reminds you of. And then having that with the emotion, the sub-communications behind it, so it's not like, yeah, and then I was just doing that. But it's more like, yeah, dude, that reminds me of a food I had back when I traveled to this place. And the food there was, like, very, very good. I can't handle spices at all. But in that place, like, I felt like I could handle spices in that one place. The only place in the world I felt like I could handle spices. In that story alone, there's a bit of emotion in my voice. There's emphasis. It's a past story of mine. All of that is showing lower FOJ, because I was just able to state that into the world. Lower FOJ, because I'm using now my sub-communications and all this stuff. And I can make the story more engaging. Not going over the top, still being authentic, but like, it was so spicy. Like, it was so spicy. You then see my face, my eyes, everything light up there. It's because I'm emphasizing, I'm adding more emotion. But to do this is going to make your fear of judgment go a bit higher, because you're putting yourself more out there. But the more you're able to do it, that's what shows confidence, right? It was so spicy. Oh my god. Oh my god. For me to do that type of expression takes vulnerability, takes confidence, which you build over time. I'm okay with that type of bringing that type of emotion, right? Now, this is all very important because when you are talking to someone, this is basically all they get to see. They don't get to see your past experiences. They don't get to see what you've been through or the character traits that you have or what you would bring to a relationship. They base you based on how you're talking, the conversation that you guys had. And so when you're able to show the other person that your FOJ is low by being more expressive, by being more fun, you're giving this space, you're providing a space where that other person doesn't feel super judged, where their FOJ is low, right? If you're super relaxed and you're super at ease, that other person is going to feel like that too. If you are in your head stifled worrying about everything else, that person's going to feel like that too. And so you want to be bringing this type of energy that is good for them, that is fun for all. And then you also bring in energy of funness and engagingness, right? You're interested in them, but you also have your own stories and your own things that you talk about. And it's this sharing of life and life, right? You're fun, meaning you can make jokes, you can make teases, you can be playful. You can just be like having silence and then just look at them. Give them some looks. Why? What are you doing? I'm just looking at you. I don't know. I'm just looking at it. Right? It doesn't have to be logical. Logical is actually what's ruining this fun and playfulness to come out. And then all that is your FOJ, right? And it's being true to yourself and then expressing that out. But it's just being more on the fun side, more on the engaging side, letting yourself be more expressive. And if that's not who you are and you're the super bland, boring person, well, okay, that's what you're going to attract. But if you want to be more fun, more engaging, that's going to be way more helpful than this stubbornness of, no, I don't like to be fun, right? And the hardest part about this, what I find from my clients and even myself, is that it's super hard to be first. If that other person brings that energy forth, then you feel more comfortable. But it's hard for you to do that first. That's what I find in a lot of people that I talk to, and that's what I find in myself I used to find. But now it's different for me. It's I want to be first. So you're scared of being first. I want to be first. Why? Because I want to bring this so that other person can see it. I want to bring that first because my FOJ is lower than 99% of people on this planet. It's actually a blessing for me to bring it forth to them, right? It would actually be a better thing if I brought it forth because I don't think that they maybe would, or if they are, that's fine, but I don't think that they would. And if they are, hey, awesome, I'll be in your energy, right? But it's about being okay bringing it first, practicing bringing that first, and then people are going to reject you sometimes. Like they're just not going to be in that vibe. Maybe it was another day, whatever. That will also build your muscle of that's okay, I don't mind. That rejection muscle, which is your fear of judgment muscle. You're able to put yourself out there, and you've been judged, you've been rejected, but it doesn't matter. You're still okay. You're a one of one, and your frame still stands. That meant nothing about me. That's just on that person, right? I know it's like going up to someone and being like, "Here's the cure for cancer," and they're being like, "I don't want that." I'm not gonna like get angry or anything like that. I'm just gonna be like, "Okay, man, like up to you. I'm gonna give it to someone who wants it." So all this type of stuff is really what's happening under the surface. And then, what do I say to be funny in conversations? It's like making exaggerations, making analogies. Find people that you find charismatic and some of the things that they say and do that, right? And then the more you do it, you kind of find your own thing, you find your own style, you find your own jokes, and then that's what you just build off, right? But it's having this initially in mind and in your body, feeling that, getting good at that, and then having some things that you could say, right? So again, analogies that was that was hot as a fucking this, and making them illogical, right? It's hot as a donkey's ass. That makes no sense, but it's fun, and the way I'm saying it is just playful as shit. It makes no sense, but it's like that. That's gonna make someone laugh because that emotion is there. wow, that's hot as a donkey's ass. Even there, it's kind of fun because it's, incongruent of the words I'm saying and how I'm saying it. But just that type of things, right? Giving someone like a playful push, like super playful, not weird anyway, but just like maybe they say something, you just go, "Nyah." Or you kind of go like this, "Mwah. Mm." See, I'm communicating with nothing but expression, subcommunication. It's not really words here. Try doing that a little bit more, okay? And then with the words, assumptions, jumping to conclusions. Where were you born? Egypt. Oh, so you built the pyramids? Just throwing random shit out like that, right? Egypt, pyramids, reminding me of that. Throw it out there. And then it's going back. And then actually, I'm going to add one more down here, which is compassion, and it's kind of like more of a serious vibe. So when someone is kind of going like into more personal things, it's also having that compassion inside of you of just like really understanding, really connecting, like yeah. And you're able to have that deep, more serious side of you too. Which is, if you're able to have both those, this fun and playful side and then the serious side, where someone can feel safe and secure around you too, that's the best energy that you can give to yourself and to other people. So with that, this has been this video. If you are an introvert working in STEM, 25, 45, and you want to improve your social skills so you can be better in conversations, more fun, more engaging, have a quality partner, date, flirt, all those things are going to come from your ability to socialize and your social confidence. So if you want more help with that, click the link in the description or reach out to me on Instagram if you have any questions. And peace out. Bye. Love you.